What's up, Tina? Thanks for joining. If you're new to my Periscope, if you're brand new, I'll introduce myself here in a minute. But also, if you're new, make sure you share. And also, if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. Basically, what I'm going to do today is just kind of go over some training on getting started with your first Periscope and then 10xing it from that point on. Definitely, thanks guys for joining. Thanks for inviting your followers too, by the way. That shows the love and shows me that you're interested in this topic, and also that your followers would probably be interested in this topic as well. And one thing I like to look at as followers is like friends. So what's up, guys? What's up? Hey, I wanted to do a Periscope with you guys today, and let me get myself set up here. Yeah, you should do your first scope. You've been on quite a few of ours. Denise, you need to get out of your comfort zone there, lady. So anyways, for those that don't know me, my name's KarlSchuckert. I'm an entrepreneur. I live up in South Lake Tahoe. I believe in multiple streams of income, and I love teaching other people how to make money on and offline. I've been in sales most of my life, and 15 years or so ago, maybe about 17 years, I probably just need to relook at my math, but I decided to take sales to a professional level. And then from there I became a coach, a sales coach, and been responsible for multiple seven-figure years in sales, building sales teams for Fortune Platinum 400 companies. And also on top of that, I'm an entrepreneur, so I've got a lot of different businesses that I'm involved in. Thanks for the hearts too, by the way. If you're new, that was just my introduction. But on today's scope, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was getting started with your first scope. And I just watched two other scopes that made me think about this, and just to keep rolling on it. I've been doing some scopes before, but there's a guy named Alex Pietes, which is like one of the first scopers. He's got like 78 million hearts, so he's one of the top people, top tier. And then I also watched Caleb Maddox, and he had these 3 C's that he talked about. But on mine, what I want to talk to you about is going past the first one. Getting past that first one. Because when I did my first one, I can tell you that how I felt was definitely like a sense of relief. I finally got it done. I finally got it out of the way. But what happens is then you got to tell yourself, like, how do I do another one? How am I going to get myself out of my comfort zone to do another one? Because the first few are honestly they're a little bit if you don't have like broadcasters experience, you don't have TV experience, you don't have cameras in your face experience, that's where a lot of people thank you for the view. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm up here in South Lake Tahoe. So the thing is that, you know, if you've never had any of that type of experience, then it's hard. Okay, it's hard for you to do it because you're worried about, you're thinking about, like, what is it that, why are people, you know, what are people thinking? Like, they're probably thinking this, what's up, Alvin from New York? They're probably thinking like, you know, what's this person doing or whatever. So what I wanted to just talk to you guys about is like how to get started. And I was, like I said, I was really inspired by a few other scopes that I seen earlier today, and that's what really made me want to talk more about this. So, in one of my other scopes, I talked a lot about like what equipment I used. I talked a lot about, you know, certain things like just getting the first one out of the way. But I don't want you to think, if you've never done one before, what I really would rather you think about is think about, how am I going to do my first 10? Okay, instead of thinking about how am I going to do my first one, because that was my message before, was like, how do you do your first scope? And really, it's not about how to do your first scope, it's about how to do your first 10 scopes. How am I going to get myself past my first 10 scopes? Because that's when you start to get the experience and you start to become better at doing this. Now, some things that I've done to help me get started is I've had someone else hold me accountable. So find someone, either a family member or a friend, or even one of your kids, maybe somebody that could actually hold you accountable to doing them daily. You can't just do one and then forget about it and then never do another one. And because the first one is like, sometimes the first one's like the most nerve-wracking one, but the fact that that's exciting. That's the really exciting one, because you've got like the adrenaline pumping and you've got stuff going. But the best thing that you could do is that you could actually prepare yourself for the first 10. Okay, so that's what I would challenge you to do. Not be worried about doing your first one. Start thinking about, how can I do 10? Get my first 10 out of the way. And then thanks Lisa, thanks for joining us too. After you've got 10, then you got to think about, how am I going to get my first 100? So when I was in my first 10, I was thinking about, how could I get 100 done? So I put a challenge on myself. This is like my 41st one actually done, but that I don't have them all published, but I do not know what to broadcast. Yeah, that'll lead me to my next thing. That's why I'm talking about, instead of thinking about your first one, think about how you could do 10, okay? So to kind of back up though, what I did is I gave myself a challenge to do 100. Okay, because I heard from some of the top guys that you need to hit benchmarks, and your benchmarks, you need to set them high. See, certain things happen when you hit like 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 300, 400. Certain things happen in the Periscope world that are unbelievable. It's the power of duplication, multiplication, okay? It's the power of multiplication. Because the first one you get, like the first 5 or 6 or 7 of them that I did, I was kind of down on myself because I was like, oh God, I did 7 of them and I have 2,500 hearts. I only have 2,500 hearts. Maybe nobody likes what I'm talking about. Maybe nobody's interested in what I have to say. Maybe nobody's interested in me, because it's not about me though. But it feels like it is about you at that point, okay? Because it's something about what are you giving. Now those first 10 that I did, the content was super, super solid. It was literally some of the best stuff that I ever given out. However, it doesn't matter what it is, it's just the fact that you get past it. Now, here's what starts to happen when I said about power of duplication, okay? Because what happens is, like, now when I do a scope, including my replays and the ones that are going on live, I'm getting like 5,000 hearts per scope that I do, okay? Make a bio. People look at that first. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, like if you guys noticed, if you were here earlier, I said something about myself, to introduce myself to my new audience members, or to introduce myself to the people that are watching the replay. Okay, so talking more about that and getting yourself started. Someone just said earlier, like, I don't have anything to broadcast. Sure you do. Okay, sure you do. Look around. Who are your friends? Why are they interested in you? There's probably a reason that they're interested in you, because you guys have common bonds. You have common interest. Find out what those interests are. Those are things that you can dive deep inside of and then start talking about, finding your inner voice and start talking about it. That's probably one of the best advice I can give you about that. But the thing is to be prepared, right? So like broadcasters, like professional broadcasters, they do these mock presentations. Professional salespeople do mock presentations before they go out and they sell people. They get practice, okay? So before you do your first one, plan out your first 10. Look around, start listening to what other people are saying. If they say something that you're interested in, then write it down. Get a pen and a pad, write it down. Or like me, I use my phone. I use my notes section on my phone. I use iOS and Apple for everything. They sync together. So if I'm on my computer, I'll write down some ideas, or if I'm on my phone and I don't have my computer available, I'll write down some ideas, and I'll have those as my actual headlines, and I'll think about what my thumbnail could be in my headline, because they have to be somewhat catchy and bring people on to listen to the message that we're spreading out into the world. But this is the platform, guys. This is the chance for you to do it. This is your opportunity to get in front of it while the getting is good. It's like the miners, the 49ers and the miners back in the early 18th century. Okay, they heard about gold, but they had to go travel, they had to go work, they had to take their family with them, they had to do all the sweat, muscle, and tears in the front end to get there to mine that gold. And then some people mine that gold and never found gold at all. Okay, so that's why you do more. You do more than the next person. So it's hard for me to get out more than 1 scope a day. Sometimes I can get only 3 out a day, but I've got friends that are doing 5, 6, and 7. I've seen people do 15 in a day. That's ridiculous. I think that's hard to do, and that would be really tough for me to do, because I can only talk for so long, right? But some people I know, they have that gift of gab, and it says these people could really excel because they have something. Crack it, brother. Yeah, what's up? What's up, John? How you doing? Thanks for joining, man. Who else do we have? What do you scope about? I scope about everything I'm interested in. I pick what I am passionate about, and I like to talk about that, because those are things I like to teach about. I always like to talk about what I'm passionate about. But I teach all different things. I teach things about sales. I teach things about how to use Periscope, for instance, like what we're doing today. We do fun ones where we're just having drinks. I interview people. If you've ever seen any of my past scopes, I interviewed Dave Robards, which he's one of the top sales managers for Grant Cardone. I've interviewed my friend Chris Record, and I'm going to take this thing on the road. Every time I go to a seminar, wherever I'm at, I'm going to interview someone that's big there that I can get in front of the scope with me. So that's another way to do it. The other thing is you could do like product reviews, or if you're going through a buying situation, you could go and start scoping yourself, so you could watch it for yourself, and then everybody else can learn with you. Okay, that's the thing, is this is the idea, is you can take people with you on your journey, and people can see things through your eyes and through your mind, because you can talk about it and teach. and people will learn, and people will want to follow. People will want to gravitate to you because they'll see and seek that same energy that you have. It might be energy that they want to have, or it's energy that they have and that they feed off of. And that's the thing is, don't worry about you don't have to worry about like too much about what you have to say. Just find things that you're passionate about, write them down, and then just start rapping about it, start talking about it, because I'm sure you have something you could give to the world. I believe that everybody has something, everybody's special, and that everybody has something that they could give back to the world in some sort of way. It's either you could get on here and do your daily gratitude, okay? That would be awesome. I should probably start doing that. I could start talking about all the things that I'm grateful for. Or I can go and talk about something that happened to me that day that was an experience. Or I can start bringing my kids involved with it and share her with the world. Or I could do, I've done ones with with a Kumi. Okay, we do them all the time. I talk about business opportunities. I talk about multiple streams of income. I talk about all different kinds of things that I believe that other people would be interested in, at least like-minded people, because I only would really want like-minded people involved with me. This would be a good idea for local politician party to use Periscope. Absolutely, guys. Periscope has many, 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 many facets that it would be good for. Okay, it could be good for branding a new business. It could be good for branding yourself. It could be good for teachers to teach classes remotely. Okay, it could be good for, like you said, politicians to get their message out to the world. There is so many facets and possibilities with Periscope, but you need to jump on this thing early, right now, while the getting is good, while the gold is there still to be mined. Okay, no matter what, right now this is a blue ocean opportunity for so many people on so many different levels, and we're in the midst of it. Now there's guys that have 70 million hearts right now, but it doesn't really matter. You can get yourself there too. I believe you can. You just can't get caught up in the numbers right away. You have to just challenge yourself to get that first 10. Instead of thinking about the first one, think about, how am I going to get 10? Okay, get 10 out there, and then you'll boost yourself out to 100, and before you'll know it, you'll be at 200, 300, 400, 500, and then you'll be one of those guys that are paid to do periscopes. Think about it. You could be a professional spokesperson for products. Someone might find you. You never know who's even watching. I always have people that are always watching on my scopes, and I have no idea who they are. They could be people that are paying attention to what I'm doing because they might want to hire me to be a spokesperson for their product. Who knows? If someone came to me that owned a large business and they said, Karl, I really like what you're doing, and I want you to represent our company, and we'll pay you X amount of dollars to do it, I probably would jump on it, depending on how many hours a week it involved. It really just depends, because I find my time very valuable. But you just never know who you're going to run into. I've already met tons of friends from Periscope that I have yet to meet in person, but I know that I'm going to meet them in person eventually. We're already starting to make plans with meeting more and more of these people. So it's just amazing that we can meet each other on this non-physical world, basically, in Periscope, but it is physical. It's still the same thing. It's still a physical world. Even though we can't touch each other, we can see each other, and we know that we're real, and we know that we're human, and that we have imperfections, and we also have things that we could give out. So whatever's holding you behind, whatever's holding you back, that is the reason why you need to do it. Okay? That is the reason why you need to do it. I've given you all the tips, all the clues, everything you need to do to broadcast your first scope right now if you wish to do it, and you could just do it. Get your first one out of the way, and then max out, 10x it right now. Now I'm going to leave you with something else. If you guys would like to get access to all of my periscopes that I've done, which I know a lot of people, it sounds like you guys would be interested in that, I'm willing to give them all to you for free as a gift of mine. And on top of that, what I'm going to do is, for anybody that does sign up, I'm going to give them a chance to win a Kindle Fire from Amazon, an Amazon Kindle Fire that you can use to wherever you want to use it. I don't think they have Periscope on it yet, so unfortunately it's not going to work with Periscope, but they have like HBO Go, they have Twitter, they have Facebook. You can also watch all of your movies if you have Amazon Prime. I have Amazon Prime and I really recommend it, but without being paid, I recommend it. But you can actually get a chance to win one of those, and on top of that, I'll give you my top 20 productivity tips that will help you skyrocket your business and blaze through life. Okay, these are things that I use in my life every single day. If you go to winatlife.us, and just sign up. All you have to do, in trade for your email address, I will give you tons and tons of value and content for your time. I promise. And if for any time you don't like what I'm saying or doing or anything like that, you can leave. You're welcome to leave. But I do want to leave you with something a little bit about that, is that maybe there's things that I do that you don't agree with. It doesn't mean that I don't have anything to give you. And that's the same thing with other people that you might follow. Like, there's a big time follower, there's a big time guy that I follow, and I don't believe in everything he does. But guess what? It doesn't really matter, because his message is solid gold. Okay? Thanks for sharing, guys. You guys are kind of sharing a little bit late, but definitely get on the replay of this. I think it's definitely has some solid gold points that'll help you get past yourself. You know, this is it. You got to get past this and get past this to do it. Okay? You just have to get past yourself to do it. Write some stuff down, have some ideas, and do it, man. Watch on at blah 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 or at what I would suggest is go to winatlife.us, and you'll basically be able to get all of my top 10 top 10 productivity tips, top 20, sorry, that will help you trailblaze your life and skyrocket your business. These are things that I use for my life all the time. These are things that these are lessons that I've learned from my multi-millionaire mentors, and lessons that I've learned from other people that I follow, okay? And I've wholeheartedly believe in them. And I know that they'll help you, and it's an easy read, guys. It's a simple book. It has a couple pictures. It's 40 pages, but it's really not. It's probably like 6 pages if you were to put all the words together, okay? So very simple to use. And then on top of that, like I said, if you go there and you trade me for your email address, I will give you a chance to win a Kindle Fire that we'll give away once we hit 1 million hearts. Okay? Yeah, awesome. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. And then I also I do recommend that you change your egg. You're an egghead right now. You got to crack that egg. Get that egg cracked, and then and put your actual picture on there as you learn scoping. And hey, while I'm here, do you guys have any questions for me about scoping or even something else? If you guys have any questions for me, let me know, and I'll go ahead and I'll do my best to answer it for you. So while you have me on here, I would definitely be open to answering any questions. If you don't know who I am, my name's KarlSchuckert. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I believe in multiple streams of income, and we have businesses from brick and mortar businesses all the way to online companies. I specialized on online and offline marketing. Pretty much my whole life I've been in sales, but the last 15 years I took a professional level of it, and then about 7 or 8 years ago I actually became a professional coach, and have actually been responsible for multiple 7-figure sales years. Okay, how does getting a lot of hearts help a scooter or a scoper? Scoper. All right. Well, what it does is it's basically it's not money, okay, but it does have it could have a social monetary value. So money isn't necessarily monetary, right? But it does have a monetary social value, because the more hearts you give, or the more hearts that you have, the higher the interest level that someone that might be looking for someone or find you by chance. Because what happens when you're on Periscope is that your followers, there's one spot on Periscope, the bottom left hand, I think it's like a little TV. Those are all the people that you follow, and if their feeds are live or if their replays are live, okay, that's where you'll see them. Then the next one over there is actually people all over the world. You can do a list view, or you can do a world view, and you can see other people you have no idea. Now on there you can actually find new people, because whenever you're broadcasting, you're actually going to show up there in chronological order of like first to second, first to last, and then someone might find you. Now if you have a really good headline or a good thumbnail, you might find someone there, and then you hear their message and you resonate with their message. Now all of a sudden that person wants to start following you because they like you, they've gotten to know you, and they like you. Okay, so that's kind of the first steps of what's happening here, is that people are getting to know you and like you at that point. Any other question? And so I hope that answers your question about hearts, about why hearts are important and what they mean. So hearts they're just fun. It's actually making this social media more interactive too, if you think about it. Like, I really like, if I'm speaking to a group of people, I personally feed off interaction. So if I get a lot of people that are interacting with me, it really helps everybody learn, and it helps everybody become part of the team and part of the message. So I like that. I personally like it. Can I see who is watching you on the web? Yes. You can actually see who's watching me right now. So if you swipe over and scroll up, you can actually start to see, you can see all the people. Now, it depends. Like, if we had over 100 people, you might not be able to see all of them, but you'll see a percentage of them, and you can also see who's giving hearts. You can see who's not giving hearts, right? You could be like, man, why are these bums not giving me hearts? They should love they're listening to what I'm saying, so I hope I'm not putting them in a trance or something. But like I said, I like it when people are actually interactive. And you know, when you're on the replay too, you can share the replay, you can give hearts on the replay. Just because you're not on live doesn't mean you can't give hearts. So just so you know, I mean, that's a lot of people, sometimes they don't know that, or they're new, or whatever the case may be. Where can you see the complete list of those watching your scopes? I don't think you can actually get a complete list. So the only way you could probably do it is depending on interaction. So if people are interacting and you want to go ahead and watch through the replay, you could actually see all the people that are interacting. But you can't really see the full list. And if there's a way to do it, then maybe I'm not aware of it yet. But I really don't know what to say. I tried it before. I find it hard to speak fluently. That's it though. That's okay. That's why I said don't worry about your first couple or whatever. Get 10 out of the way. That's how you're going to get yourself fluently. You're just going to start eventually, if you keep doing it, you're eventually going to relax and you'll be able to speak from the heart. Okay? You'll be able to speak from your inner self. That's what you have to do. You have to get past yourself because it's really hard. It's like if like when I was a kid, I did some auditions and they were tough because you had like a group of people watching you. You had these super bright lights on your face and they had a camera, a director, and someone telling you what to say. And you usually had this like little skit about how old you are, who you were, everything, and it was hard. Quantum, I don't know what that says. Anyway, that's a very long. I wouldn't recommend someone having that long of a domain name. It's just too hard, especially on scopes, guys. If you want to do a domain name, like shorten it up. Shorten your domain name. Make it catchy. Make it easy to remember and learn. So that way, if you do want to share them somewhere, and also too, be careful that you're not spamming, because spamming doesn't work. Spamming doesn't work. Going onto Facebook and putting on other people's business ideas and stuff like that. Quit trading time for dollars. Okay, cool. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. It's still very long though. If you could make that into 3 words, I would do that, because right now there's still a lot of 3-word domains available. The 2 and the 1s are super hard to get nowadays, but you could also do like what I did, winatlife.us. Us is just a small one, and also because it's .us, there's so many available. Or you can do like .me or whatever. So just giving you a hint or an idea with that, but it is long. That's all I'm saying. So guys, that's the same thing though, is like spamming though. If you're spamming out in the world, it doesn't work. People don't like that. People aren't going to gravitate to someone spamming. It is okay to push on people's scopes. I wouldn't do it unless someone asks you. Okay? I wouldn't do it unless someone asks you. Now, if you do your own scopes, by all means. If you want to do a scope on how you came up with the domain name, a scope on what that actually means to you, scope on some of the trainings that they're going to find there when they go to that site, that could work. Because people are going to automatically find you, you're going to create curiosity, and then you can actually tell them what it's about and get them interested. And then once they're interested, then push them in that direction. Just learning the rules new. Yeah, so a lot of people think for whatever reason that they can just start spamming their domain names on other people's stuff, and I can tell you that it doesn't work. You'll probably, for me, I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me. But for other people, they might start blocking you and stuff like that, and I just wouldn't do that. The way you sell yourself is you serve first. You serve first, sell second. Serve first, sell second. My friend Chris Record talks about that all the time. Serve first, sell second. Everything you do, even in life, if you notice, if you serve first, sell second, you'll have more opportunities will come to you. If you sell first and serve second, not necessarily going to work. I always kind of believe in serve, sell, serve. Serve, sell, serve. That's kind of what I've been teaching, is serve, sell, serve, because there's the sell after, there's the service after the sell that some people don't get. And you actually can create a bad name in the industry too, because even though you're serving up front, then they buy your product and they never hear from you again, you lose them. And the other thing is that once someone gets to know, like, and trust you, and they buy from you, the fact is now they trust you. They will buy other things from you. They'll be interested. You know, who is it? Dan Kennedy has a saying: a buyer is a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. Just because they bought from you the first time. There's what's called a long-term customer value, LTC. So if you understand what a long-term customer value is, that'll help you. But you got to serve first. You got to show people why should they follow you? Why should they buy from you? Who are you and why should they? So I think I can give you, that's the best advice I would give you there, especially being new. Start thinking about how can you give stuff away for free, okay? There's a thing too, it's called a value ladder. Okay, and then the value ladder, there's a free, they call a freemium line. The freemium line is like tons of value that you can give away that is free, that you can get people to know, like, and trust you, that you can serve. Awesome. Yeah, thank you, and thanks for following. I'm going to have more in the future. I'm going to cut this one short here, but that was just, a little added. You guys were asking me some questions about entrepreneurship, and that's what I love. That's a part of my passion, and I definitely love to help other people because, hey, if I help other people, and I help a lot of other people get what they want, it helps me get what I want. And a lot of it is personal satisfaction. If I've met people on the road that have done this to me, and every time it happens, it gives me this immense sense of satisfaction when I have someone that says, Karl, I learned so much from you. Like a lot of my past salespeople, I've learned so much from you, that life skills and sales skills that I've taken on for the rest of my life. That to me means more than money. That is a monetary value to me. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you're on the replay, you can share these, you can heart these, and also follow me so you can be a part of future scopes as I progress. I'm still learning too. I'm still learning lots, and I definitely I'm learning how to become a better teacher by using Periscope. That's been the biggest benefit for me. All right, guys, you guys take care, and thanks for everything.